Hey there, how there, ho there, it's Jeff Cutter and welcoming you to another OOTP Legends League Game of the Day. Actually, no, it's not a Game of the Day because today is July 29th and no games happened on July 29th. So that means it is Stats Day and Leaderboard Day. So we're going to go through the stats and all that, see where everyone goes. First, we go with leaderboards. In the American League, John Olerud of the 93 Blue Jays is batting 386. That's dangerously close to Ted Williams' 400. Rod Carew of the Twins Legends, second 363, and the All-Star MVP, must I say. And Ed Morgan of Cleveland, a 362 average. Like Ed Morgan. Well, John Olerud, well, 30 home run, 104. He has 18 home runs, 80 RBS. He had a 345 average last year. Rod Carew and his stats. He only played 15 games. He got hurt early in last season and had to miss a lot of that season last year. This season, 84 games. Yeah, he's not doing the RBIs, but the dude is clutch when he has to be. And Morgan played 124 games last year, 10 home runs, 63 RBIs. He's got 78 games. He's done better offensively, so he's starting to pick up the pace. Home run wise, Frank Howard of the Texas Legends with 36 tater tots. Last year he had 30 of them in 158 games. I don't know what's changed. He's had 36 and 102. Like the guy has massively improved. He's 6'7", yeah, but like Mark McGuire, 32 home runs. But let's not forget that Mark McGuire did have to miss a month due to injury. So he had 65 last year. He probably would be on pace for 60 for sure. And Manram 32 as well for Cleveland. He had 46 last year in 156 games, but he's got 32 and 105, so he's trying to pick up the pace. RBIs, Hank Greenberg of the Tigers, 106. He had 138 last year in 155 games. He has 106 and 104, so he's on pace for more than an RBI a game. That's 162. F-Rob, Frank Robinson, has 100 of them. He had 99 last year in 108 games. I think he got hurt or something, wasn't it? But he's played pretty much right field all day. He has more than an RBI game. And Manram third with 92. And no, he does not have the RBI per game average. Stolen bases, Kenny Lofton of Cleveland Legends, 55. Tris Speaker of Boston with 48. Pretty good. And Ichiro of the 0-1 Mariners with 46. Come on, it's Ichiro. OPS, Babe Ruth, number one. Efro of the Yankees Legends. Efrob, number two. John Olerud, 93. Blue Jays, number three. Tris Speaker has the best war wins above replacement with 6.8. Jose Canseco of Tampa, second, 6.1. And Johnny Olerud, 5.7. Hitting streak, Ed Morgan has the highest, 23. No star for current. Chief Bender, number one, Chief Bender, 17 wins. Last year he was 18 and 7. This year he's 17 and 1. So he's trying to be in Rick Sutcliffe like territory, like 16 and 1. But yeah, Chief Bender has been on fire. His ERA's dropped 2 runs per game, 8. Jesus Sanchez, a rookie, all the way from Union City, Indiana, has been on fire coming out of freaking nowhere. 16 and 4 with a 2.49 ERA. And Ron Guitry, 15 and 4 this year. Last year he was 21 and 4, but he's got the wins. Strikeouts wise, Randy Johnson, 192. You know, the flamethrower. Jared Richard, another flamethrower, 166 per second. And David Price, number three, 158 for Houston and Tampa's Legends. Pablo Bond has the most saves for Boston Legends with 30. Hoyt Wilhelm with the White Sox Legends, 29. And Chris Demensky, 27 for the 2017 Astros. Wins per replacement by pitcher, David Price, number one, 5.5, then Randy Johnson, then Mike Scott of Houston. Winning streak, Tim Wakefield has the longest active streak, 14. National League, Rogers Hornsby, a 346 clip for the Cardinals Legends. But he has a sprained knee. That's the bad news. Good news, he'll be back, but the bad news is right now he's not healthy. Cleon Jones, a 334 average. He's coming through and hitting. He only hit 273 last year. And Bill Terry of the Giants Legends, 332. 146 games last year, 97 this year. Hi, Bill. Bye-bye. Home runs, Prince Fielder of Milwaukee with 35. He had 36 last year and 158. He's got 35 and 104 this year. Ralph Kiner, Kiner's Corner, 34. He had 33 last year in 155 games. He has more this year in 100 games. And Michael Jack Schmidt, 34. 42 last year, and now he's got 34. RBIs, Eddie Matthews of the Braves Legends with 94. He leads the NL. He had a 101 last year, but he's got 94. He's going to beat that. Larry Walker, second with 88. He had 72 in 113 games last year, but now he's starting to pick up the pace. And he's Canadian, so shut the hell up. And Willie Sturgill, Pops as they call him, 53 home runs last year, 138. Now he's got 27 home runs, 86 RBIs right now. On bases, the 1906 Cubs, Johnny Evers for 53, Lonnie Smith, 51 for the 80 Phillies, and Willie Tavares of the 07 Rockies with 45. OPS, Hearns Fielder number 1, Eddie Matthews number 2, and Vladdy Guerrero for Mariel number 3. Wins above replacement, Michael Jack Schmidt of the 1980 Phillies, not the Phillies Legends one, the 1980 Phillies Schmidt. Leads, 54 Giants, Willie Mays second, Larry Walker third. Hitting streak, lefty O'Doul trying to keep his hitting streak alive, 23 games, the longest this season in any league. ERA, Jack Fister, 185 for the 1906 Cubs, known for their pitching and all that, but they're 7 games below 500. Matt Harrison, third, 229, so he's starting to pick up the pace. Oh, I forgot to mention ERA. Guthrie, the American League. Guthrie, 218 for first. Jesus Sanchez is second, 249. Cuellar, 255 for Butler. So, yeah, Harrison's third. He's having a renaissance season. Andy Ben's second for the Padres, 213. Wins, Tracy Mathewson at 16 for the Giants, 19 last year, 16 this year. Andy Ben's 15 this year for the Padres Legends. He had 14 last year. He's starting to pick up the pace. And Kevin Mowat has 15 wins. He was actually injured for much of last year. Did he miss the playoffs or something? I know he got hurt. He missed 6 weeks with a hamstring in August, so he was back for the playoff run. But yeah, Dwight Gooden, Dr. K, 152 for the strikeouts. Steven Strasburg is second with 150. Hideo Nomo, 139. Saves, Wetland of the Montreal Legends with 33. Rob Dibble, 30 for the Reds Legends. And Romo, 28 for the Giants. Wins above replacement, Bob Gibson, 5.4, number 1. Chrissy Mathewson, 80 Benz. Mike Hampton has the longest winning streak of the National League this season with 12. So we take away the leaderboards. Let's go to the expanded standings. In the American League East, Boston has a 7-game lead over Baltimore and 12 over the Yankees, even though the Yankees are the defending champions. The 93 Blue Jays, 84 Tigers, 04 Red Sox. That's naturally down pat. Pythagorean, the 93 Blue Jays should be 39-66, not 45-60. That's the biggest difference. And a 5-game winning streak for the Bull Sox Legends. AL Central, Kansas City leads Cleveland by 7, White Sox by 9. The 85 Royals, 91 Twins, 17 White Sox bring up the rest. Pythagorean says the biggest thing is the White Sox should have 61 wins, not 65 by Pythagorean. 7-game losing streak for the 91 Twins. They're really. The AL West, Oakland is crushing it by 13 over the Angels, 15 over the Mariners. So the A's, who were the season 1 champions of the OOTP Legends League. Sorry, year 2. The White Sox were year 1. My fault. 2017 Astros, 2011 Rangers, 2001 Mariners bringing up the rear. But the 2017 Astros are only 3 games below 500, so that's not half bad. Pythagorean, the biggest thing is the 2001 Mariners should have only 31 wins. The 2017 Astros should have 57 wins and be above 500. So that's a massive Pythagorean script. 3 straight wins by the Angels Legends. The AL North, the Tigers lead the Blue Jays by 7, Twins by 11, 70 Orioles, 27 Yankees, 20 Indians bringing up the rear. Pythagorean would put Minnesota second, not Toronto. But the biggest difference is the Tigers should have 76 wins, but they have 70. So that's kind of weird how the Tigers are doing so well, but they should be creaming their North Division rivals. Everything else has been everything's been off and on. The AL South, Houston leads Tampa by 5, Texas by 6. 29 A's, 2 Angels, and 2020 Rays bring up the rear, as they should be. But Pythagorean-wise, the Rays should be in first place, not Houston. They should have 68 wins, not 63. The 2020 Rays should have 30 wins themselves, but they only have 25. I think they bring up the rear in the AL. I think so. But we'll look at my league. NL East, the Mets Legends lead St. Louis by 9, Philly by 11.5. Philly still has 1 game to make up late in the year. And I believe it is with the 07 Rockies, as they have 104 games left. 97 Marlins, 80 Phillies, 2019 Nats bring up the rear. Pythagorean is, the 97 Marlins should have 37 wins, not 46. It's weird how the 80 Phillies and the 2019 Nats, the Pythagorean thing is right on the nose. But the 97 Marlins do have a 5-game winning streak. They have the best streak of in the NL East. The Central, the Reds lead the Pirates by 2. Finally, we have a close division race. As it seems, the Cubs are third. 1 game below 500, but they're third. 60 Pirates, 64 Cardinals, 82 Brewers are bringing up the rear. But look at the Pythagorean for the Pirates, 73. They should be creaming the NL Central, 73 and 32, but they only 63 and 42. Well, yeah, run difference plus 216. How do you lose? They probably lose by a lot. Well, let's see. We're 5 and 5 in extra innings. Pittsburgh 10 and 13 in one-run games. Yeah, that makes sense. 4 straight losses by the 60 Pirates, if you must know. The NL West, the Giants lead the Dodgers by 7. They both have 70-plus wins. Arizona's way back in third. The 1906 Cubs, 54 Giants, 07 Rockies are bringing up the rear. Pythagorean was nothing major, but the 54 Giants should have only 42 wins, not 48. Streaks aside, NL North, Montreal leads by 5 over Colorado, 9 over Milwaukee. 55 Dodgers, 75 Reds, 86 Mets bring up the rear. Pythagorean, it should be Colorado ahead of Montreal. Better not be nationally biased. Montreal has 4 more wins than they should. Dodgers have 4 more wins than they should in that division. Brewers should have 4 more wins themselves, and 75 Reds thanks to Pythagorean. Expos do have a 5-game winning streak. In the NL South, the Braves Marlins are tied. The Braves and Marlins are tied. Wow. Well, the Braves keep winning, the Marlins keep losing. The Padres Legends are 5 back. 57 Braves, 98 Padres, 201 Diamondbacks. I don't know who has the most wins by the National League as a seasonal team. Pythagorean, Atlanta should be ahead of Miami. San Diego should have 69 wins, but they only have 64. And a 5-game losing streak for the 57 Braves. All right, so by sub-league, Boston has the most wins in the AL with 76. Baltimore is 5th in wins in the AL, despite the fact they don't have the division right now. That belongs to Boston. The highest by a seasonal team, the 27 Nationals 51. The 2011 Rangers are 2nd. The 93 Blue Jays are 3rd. The 2020 Rays are the only AL team without 30 wins. In the National League, the Dodgers have the 3rd most wins, but they're 2nd in their division, next to those pesky Giants. The highest seasonal team is the 1906 Cubs with 49. The 54 Giants have 48. 7 Braves 47. The 2001 Diamondbacks have 30 wins. They're the worst. They had that 26-game losing streak. Let's look at the wild cards, because that's important. So, Kansas City, Oakland, Detroit, Houston, and Boston. Boston would be first. Boston would be the 1 seed. Kansas City number 2. Oakland number 3. Detroit and Houston would meet each other for 5. There's 3 wild cards. Baltimore, Cleveland, and the White Sox would have it. So White Sox would play Boston. Cleveland would play Kansas City, and Baltimore would play Oakland. So yeah, the Yankees are 1 back. Toronto's 2 back. Tampa's 2 back. It could be an interesting race, especially with the Yankees being the defending champs. They had a wild card. The Giants are number 1. The Mets are number 2 by wins. Then comes the Braves / Marlins for 3rd. Montreal and Cincy would meet each other in the playoffs. 4-5. Dodgers are number 6. The Braves Marlins loser is 7th right now. St. Louis is 8th. So the Braves ahead. So Marlins would be 7. St. Louis would be 8. San Diego's 2 back. Philly's 2.5 back with a game in hand. And Pittsburgh's 3 back. Philly are the defending National League champs. All right. So, yeah. So let's take a look at the 8 teams who are in. Who would be in the playoffs. Kansas City goes first. Willie Wilson, Mike Sweeney, George Brett, Gabriel Garcia, great second baseman. He's playing second base though? Guess so. Is he a natural second baseman, Garcia, or no? He's a natural second. Okay. Carlos Beltran playing center. Pedro Collazo playing short. John Mayberry DHing. Jermaine Dye, Daryl Porter. So they have 3 rookies. Oh no, they had Garcia, Collazo. Don't they have another one? Oh no, I guess so. Rotation: Jesus Sanchez, Kawika, Saberhagen, Greinke, Apier, all with 10 wins. And all doing pretty decently in the thing. The bullpen: Castillo, Montgomery, Farnsworth, Soria, Holland, Letal, and Bray. Injury-wise, Frank White with a strained groin. He's out for a month. So that's bad news for the Royals. That is actually good news for Javier Garcia because he goes back to second base. And that actually opens up George Brett coming back. Cleveland is in a playoff position, so is Chicago. So let's talk about Cleveland. In the AL Central, you got Kenny Lofton playing center, Ed Morgan at first base. His batting average looks good. Manram DHing Bellin left, Colavito in right, Rosen, Viagra, Boudreaux, and Stevie O'Neill. Rotation wise, pretty good. Perry Saber has Sam Hagen. Sabathia, Feller, Lee, and Sam McDowell. Betancourt and Joss being the closers. Siebert, LaRoche, Pesta, Jones an early win. Organization wise, injury list. Bobby Afila has a broken bone in his elbow. He's out for the rest of the year, which sucks. But I mean, second base, Carlos Viagra will have to step up to the plate, and that's kind of why Pronk is, I think, on the roster and all that. But yeah, great job. And the White Sox are also in a playoff position. So Eddie Collins, Luke Appling, Shoeless Joe, Frankie Thomas, Ordenius, Royce Evers at DH, okay. Ventura, Chet Lemon, the recently deceased Chet Lemon, and AJ Pasinski. Walsh, Sale, McDowell, Sakati, and Faber are the rotation, even though Faber does not look the best. Wilhelm Pissarro, Falk, Figpen, Fortin, Brewer, Gradinsky in the bullpen. Injury wise, the White Sox straight back by Paul Konerko. He is day to day. They might need him back. 32 RBIs in 35 games. Like, he'll be back probably in a week. But yeah, Frank Thomas is doing well at first base. The question on my mind is when Konerko comes back, what do you do? Because Seaver's in left field, but Chet Lemon's also in left field, so is Minoso. Personally, I would probably get rid of Seaver. I can't really think. Maybe Minoso goes down. I think Minoso might go down. I think Minoso might be going down to the minors or George Davis. Honestly, I don't know. Okay, so Oakland lead second place in the second place in the AL, but first in the AL West. You got Ricky, LaChois, Fox, McGuire, Giambi, Simmons, Reggie, Tejada, and Steinbach being your main guys. Vida Blues the number 5 because I think they have an injury problem. Yeah, Tim Hudson actually has been ineffective. He's in the bullpen. Vida Blues come up. So they only have one righty in the bullpen. I mean, in the rotation, and he's 17-1. Injury wise, no injuries. McGuire had to sit out a month. Jimmy Fox had to sit out a little bit of time, but those two guys are back, so Oakland's back in a sense. Got the Tigra. The Blue Jays are 2 back, so the Tigra are the only team in the AL North. Ty Cobb, Geringer, Greenberg, Norm Cash, DHing Heilman, Higginson, Trammell, Evans, and Freehand. Bullpen rotation looks decent. The bullpen looks good. Harry Kavalski. Injury wise, Detroit does not have an injury. That's the big news. So they're doing quite well for themselves. Thank you very much. The Astros, the only team in the AL South to be in the playoffs. Cesar Cedeno, Biggio, Berkman, Bagwell, Caminiti, Glenn Davis DHing, Hidalgo, Craig Reynolds, Osmus. Because Dickey Vaughn's out for the rest of the year, I think. Yeah. The rotation, Oswald and Reynolds are not producing. Don Wilson's doing decent on the back end of it. DePino, Dotel, Durker, Darwin. 4 Ds. Oh boy. Injury list, Dickey Vaughn out for 3 months. He's out pretty much for the end of the year. He was doing decent, but now Craig Reynolds has to come in. I think Cliff Johnson should be taken out, but whatever. And Bo Sox. Tris Speaker, Nomar, so Splendid Splinter, Big Pappy, Jimmy Rice DHing, Leaping Glenn, Pedroia, Fisk, and Collins. Main rotation. The rotation, everyone has 12 wins. And the bullpen looks good. Drago and Dutch Boy. Organization-wise, injury list, Harry Breachin out 3 weeks. He was abandoned by, I believe, the Phillies. Who was he abandoned by? By the Cardinals. And the both saw, 5 to 6 months. They're like, too long. They didn't think he would come back. So they're like, screw it. We're going to dump him up. And the Red Sox have signed him. So now, if he's healthy, he might be good for Boston's bullpen. Who knows? Nationally, let's take a look. The Giants in the lead. We'll talk about the Dodgers. The Giants, Robbie Thompson, Bill Terry, Willie Mays, McCovey, Kevin Mitchell, Mel Ott, Cepeda, Buster Posey, Travis Jackson. The rotation, everyone's got 11 wins, which is pretty good, and a decent win percentage. And the bullpen looks good too. Injury list, Gary LaFell out for another month with shoulder inflammation. He was doing good for the Giants. He was their main guy in the bullpen, but then he just had to get injured late last year. He's coming back. Barry Bonds, torn labrum. 6 to 7 months, so he might be out till February. 19 home runs in 63 games. Dude was on fire, and the Giants were looking good. But unfortunately, he got hurt. The good news is Cepeda has been a very worthy replacement. Although I would probably get rid of maybe Bresherin or Myers or even Will Clark because they have a lot of first basemen. They have a glut at those guys, but only 5 outfielders. But yeah, Barry Bonds is doing his job. Would have done his job. The Dodgers also would make the playoffs from the NOS, excuse me. Jackie, Kemp, Herman, Duke Snyder, Garvey DHing, Hill, Hodges, Guerrero, Campy, and Bill Russell. All the starters have 11 wins. They have a decent bullpen. Injury wise, Xavier Hernandez out 3 months with a torn flexor, so he's out till October. Houston let him go, and the Dodgers are like, I think we might take him. They might need him as insurance. I would probably say no, but what can you do? Montreal, you have Montreal, the only team in the um, AL North who would qualify. Tim Raines, Fedro, Vladdy, Dawson, Dimitri, Nick Johnson, DH, Carter, Walligan, Spikey Owen. The rotation, Pascal Perez is 3-3 because you'll know who is hurt. Pascal's now having to be in the bullpen. Steve Rogers is okay, 7-7, but could be a little bit better. Russ Grimsley, Bill Gullickson should be in the starting rotation, I think. Injury wise, yeah, they have two guys. Pedro's out for 1 more week with a bone chips. He's been out for a while. He's 9-3, but he'll be back. I mean, Montreal will probably be okay with Pedro coming back, and Soriano will be back in a week. Sprained ankle, 25 home runs this year. He needs to come back. All that, and I think Dimitri Young would be probably much gone. So, well, they have a 27-year-old guy named Javier Lopez Jimenez. I think that guy is going to be taken out faster. Although they have 7 outfielders, I probably would take maybe Jason Worth back to the minors. But that's just me. Cincinnati, um, yeah, Cincinnati, they're doing their jobs. Morgan, Rose, Fado, Kluszewski, Davis, O'Neill, Fado BDH, Perez, Larkin, bench. The Big Red Machine. Soto has not done much. Vandermeer, Maloney, Rijo, and Cueto picked them up. But what? Yeah, Danny Jackson could be a good starter. Injury list? Nobody. Good news for Cincy. They have nobody on the IL. The Mets, well, the Mets and Cardinals would make the playoffs. The Mets, Lenny Dykstra DHing, Hernandez, Pizza, Strawberry, Wright, Kent, Ashburn, Cleon, and Bud Harrelson. I think they have a few injuries. The rotation looks okay. Jerry Kuzman 7-2, but he hasn't got a lot of decisions. I think. Injury wise, R.A. Dickey elbow ligament reconstruction. He's out for at least a year. He was 8-4 this year. Like that's a big blow at 38. I would probably say he's done for. He'll probably be done for. But yeah, the reconstruction surgery. Well, he's going to be out for a year. Yeah, I think he's done. And he's 38. I think he's done. I'm going to have to retire him. Yep. R.A. Dickey's going to be retired. I hate doing that, but the fact of the matter is that, you know, he may never come back. Bobby Bonilla out for a few weeks with an ab muscle pull, so, you know, I think he was the DH and all that. Yeah, they have 5 center fielders: A.G. Ashburn, Dykstra, McReynolds, and Wilson. I think McReynolds will be the odd man out, or Mookie. The Braves with the Marlins. The Braves, Marky Giles DHing, second base, Matthews DHing, Hank Aaron, Chipper, Curdy, Lopez, Adcock, Hall, and Andrew. Greg Maddox coming back from an injury. He's the main man in the rotation with Negro, Spawn, Melvin, and Glavine doing pretty well for themselves. Johnny Sane was the starter for a while. No injuries. They had Hank Aaron hurt for most of the year last year, but thankfully he's okay. And the Marlins also. Q Rivera is now playing second base instead of Castillo. Hanley Ramirez, Cabrera, Stanton, Alou, Sheffield, and DHing Kotze, Lee, and Charlie Johnson. Rotation looks decent, especially AJ Burnett. Juan Carlos Oliveto. Injury list: Miles Thomas out with torn triceps from the 2002 Angels. He was picked up by the Marlins Legends, so he's gonna be probably in the bullpen. Omar Infante is trading groin. He's the backup second baseman, if you will. Castillo will be okay by himself. So that's all I've got. So happy times ahead. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. I do